Yeah, here. We're fine. I don't think the two are. I don't think the two are related.
Yeah, you never got avalanched?
Not personally.
Yeah, me either. You know why? I don't go skiing because I saw a video of someone getting avalanched.
R.I.P. Sonny Bono.
Was it? It wasn't an avalanche though.
I mean, it was a skiing accident.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. He should have been snowboarding, bro.
No, it's just you don't go in the cold up on the mountain.
You don't go on. You sound like an old villager. We don't go up in the cold up in the mountain.
Man.
Very superstitious.
Speaking of the Misty Mountain.
Speaking of them, yeah.
Good segue.
Yeah, thank you. Today we thought we would talk about Zeppelin albums. Nothing, we're not like crazy deep dive or anything like that about the band, just like our top 5 Zeppelin albums and why.
Let me get you.
Are we looking at each other? Or are we like doing some like office moments where we look at the camera like?
I guess we can.
I mean, we could incorporate those too.
All right, I'll do some strategically.
Are you gonna be Jim?
I'm gonna break the fourth wall a couple times. Mike's gonna go off on a tangent about like gallows pole, and I'll just be like,
there we go.
all right.
Hangman. Okay.
Hangman.
So we have.
So real quick though, are you just gonna give us your list, the top 5 list?
I was just gonna show what we have here because we have all really just decided that we are we all have the same. We're all choosing from the first 5 albums.
I think they made 8 studio albums.
Yes.
And then like the outtakes, coda, compilation.
We have Zeppelin 1 here. This is a fancy repress.
Wow.
One of the ones that came out a couple years ago. Jimmy Page redid.
You know, I will say this though. I think the Zeppelin remasters, at least, were done pretty well.
They are.
You mean
you know what I mean?
With the inverted colors?
Yeah, this is one of them.
Yeah, that Jimmy Page went and remastered. Just a side note, like Luke and I talk about this all the time, how like a lot of the times you'll find a lot of remastered versions of albums. They just sound crappy. They're too loud. There's not enough space for, you know what I mean, like compared to like say an original pressing.
I don't personally think I've heard a bad remaster of anything.
Really?
I mean, what's an example?
I know the Tupac album, All Eyes on Me. I have that on vinyl.
Oh, that's
and
different.
Sounds...
That's different. Your problem is what you're talking about.
CD and then going to LP.
There you go. Yours is mastered for digital on vinyl.
I'll say that I found the newer remaster for Black Sabbath, Master of Reality versus an original pressing does sound a little different.
You
just
like
in
it?
like the...
I have one I really hate.
I like it.
I hate all the Stones ones. All the Stones remasters from like, I think it was a couple years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe it was less than that. Those to me sound horrid. Like Honky Tonk Woman sounds really bad to me compared to like an original Honky Tonk Woman.
Maybe it's because I mostly listen to things digitally.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so I don't really, you know.
I mean, I hear. I mean, obviously, like we talk about it all the time, but like just the vinyl difference. But hearing just in ones I think are really good, like the Beach Boys ones are really good. Anything I can get also like in a true stereo form is, you know what I mean, way better. But you know, just sometimes I'm not a fan of like the loudness of everything. It works on a digital, if it's digital, but if you're trying to like get some kind of, you know.
The Rick Rubin effect.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just too loud.
All right, so anyway, the albums we were choosing from today, Zeppelin 2. This is my father's copy. He's a pretty rad dude.
Yeah.
Probably gonna get some mad glare off that, so I'm gonna do one of these.
There we go.
Wow, Zeppelin 2. This is my father's copy. Probably many a joint rolled in the gatefold.
I like the cover. It's like them and like Hell's Angels or something.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know what I think it's them and like some fire pilots or something.
Oh, okay.
Also, I love like the Zeppelin.
Fighter pilots and Hell's Angels could be confused.
They do look
many
quite
of them
the
were.
same.
Or the Village People, maybe.
The Zeppelin coming all the way through.
Ah.
Great. Also, there is no track listing on Zeppelin 2.
Oh.
Right?
It's on the inside, right?
Yeah. Also,
yeah, it's on the gatefold.
Nope, not this one. Yeah, it's on the gatefold, so you have to buy it to.
Do the represses have the song list on the back?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
I think it just maybe says like some of the what's on there.
Oh, all right.
Like on a sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hype sticker.
Includes the hits.
All right, now we have
not Whole Lot of Love.
the,
Whole Lot of Love was the first one. No. Whole Lot of Love first album?
That's
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
2.
Second album.
I thought it was second album. Yeah,
Heartbreaker.
We have Led Zeppelin 3.
Led
With
Zeppelin
the
3.
I
great-
love the art on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right,
how
you
it
get
spins.
the-
tiny
Speaking
little
of
cartoons.
speaking of the remasters, I have a remaster version of that one where it's got the inverted colors and all that on the other side. It's pretty cool. I think
I don't
it's
know.
like 4 albums total, 4 LPs total rather. It's I don't know. It has some unreleased stuff.
Cool.
Some
Yeah, I like all the
second take
butterflies
stuff.
and
Oh yeah, it's great.
collage style.
Yeah,
great
I like
art.
the back too. The back's cool.
Ooh.
I like the picture of the 4 of them on the back of that album. It's cool.
Scope out. I think it's like a Russian pressing of this, and
Yeah.
it's like has like Russian artifacts in here. Like it'll be like what's in there? What's that building in Moscow? The really famous building.
The Kremlin.
Is that what it is?
it the Kremlin?
The one with the crazy loop things.
The church, the multicolored church.
Yeah, what's that?
That
In
looks
St.
like-
Petersburg? Isn't that the one in St. Petersburg?
It was in a Tony Hawk game.
I mean, what?
Tony Hawk teaching your kids history
Anyway,
since 2002.
it has Russian landmarks on it instead.
Hey, this is
of
Tony
some
Hawk
ones on
with a
these.
public service announcement. I just want to let you know that while you think your kids are just playing these skateboarding games for misfits, I'm actually teaching them history and architecture.
And I can't remember the name of the building. Anyway, so
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
it's like the really famous one.
Yeah, I think you're talking about it's a church though. I think
It's
Yeah.
definitely a church.
the dome is unique on the Russian Orthodox Church. It has like it looks like a dollop. If you, not really a dollop,
There's a lot
but
of
it's
domes
like it's different.
in
It's
this
a lot
building. There's a lot of
it's-
domes.
I think there are buildings that
Let me
have.
look it up.
I think there are buildings that have those domes
I
that
feel
are
like-
not exclusively churches. That's just part of the Russian architecture.
Let's keep it rolling.
So Zeppelin 4.
Zeppelin 4, the classic
Saint,
album.
Saint Basil's Cathedral.
Ah,
I was gonna say Saint Peter's, but that's in
that's Rome.
Roma.
Right, we get the classic gatefold.
And to be fair, this is one. I mean, I think it's safe to say, right? This is
Wow.
This is one of the greatest albums
The
of all
Hermit,
time.
the Hermit gatefold.
Like one of the greatest hard rock albums of all time.
It is very good.
It's got Stairway, it's got Black Dog, it's got Rock and Roll, it's got Going to
definitely
California.
One of the biggest selling of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
me and,
whoa.
Me and Jeffrey might share the same opinion.
I'm not being
No, I think the three of us
contrarian. I'm
might
just
actually share
sharing
the
some
same opinion.
information.
Because to be fair, I never listen to that album.
Okay, here we go.
I
And
listen to Zeppelin. I don't listen to that album. I listen to that album.
House of the Holy.
If I'm gonna listen to Led Zeppelin,
Great
I'm listening to
artwork
that.
again. Right. Amazing.
Yeah.
Designed by the art collective Hypnosis, who did a lot of the Pink Floyd album covers.
Yeah, didn't he do Dark Side?
Yes.
He did, I think, everything.
Wish You Were Here, Dark
yeah.
Side.
I believe
Animals.
everything from Adam Hart Mother on,
Yeah.
So
amongst many other classic album covers, such as the first Audio Slave album. Hey, don't hate it.
Guys.
15-year-old me learned to
Oh.
play guitar to that album.
Yeah.
15-year-old, you loved it. 13-year-old, 12-year-old Luke, obsessed with Audio.
Oh, I
Slave.
loved Audio Slave. That
I
first
loved-
album with
I
the
loved
flame on
Audio
it,
Slave so much.
like the golden flame.
I wrote in like electrical tape on my wall. To be yourself is all that you can be.
Oh my.
Be yourself. Oh man, it was
Hey,
my
man.
jam. I was into it. I also had the
That was
li-
a good album.
The
In
live
its infancy, it was really good.
I was more of a second album Audio Slave guy.
I feel like once Alter Bridge happened, it killed everything.
That wasn't that same. No, oh,
It wasn't the same band, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of in that vein. It's Mark Tremonti
Oh
from
my
Next,
Creed.
on the next podcast, we'll discuss the supergroups of the early
Wait.
2000s.
What two bands do you think Audio Slave is?
Audio Slave is Rage Against the Machine and
Soundgarden.
Okay.
Soundgarden.
Oh,
yeah.
you were just making.
I was just
the
making
supergroup
a reference.
Okay.
Well, yeah, in that way where it's like
They're
I
no
think they could
Chicken
be,
Foot.
but they they could be
Chicken
categorized.
feet.
Yeah, you were right.
Chicken
you were
foot.
right. You just
Chicken
made me
foot.
laugh.
They're no Velvet Revolver.
No,
Oh my god,
Dude.
right? There were so many bad ones.
Scott Stapp just slithering all over the screen.
I have a magazine somewhere, and it's the dude it's like
So weird.
It's a super group with the guy that sang like "I'll be your crying."
Edwin McCain.
Yeah, I have like a magazine, and he's getting advertised that his group's in the back. It's pretty bad.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so those are the five we're gonna be discussing. All their first five albums are all three of our top five favorite Zeppelin albums.
It's just the first five. It's like the same thing with Sabbath. It's the first five albums.
So the ones we're not gonna be talking about, their sixth album, the double album, Physical Graffiti, seventh album,
Presents.
Presence,
Presence,
eighth album, In
In
Through the Outdoor. which we don't have. I mean, we have it. We could show it, but In Through the Outdoor has a cool cover because that was a black and white cover, and it's a watercolor. If you put water on, if you destroy your album cover, it made it all colored.
And it's also
really?
there's
Yeah.
also
I didn't know that.
six.
Yeah, man.
There's also 6 different
Thanks, Jimmy
posed
Page.
pictures.
Yeah,
It's all the same.
inside.
It's all the same picture from 6 different angles.
Oh, interesting.
know that?
I didn't know that.
That's why it came in a brown plastic bag or a brown paper bag.
And that's why
Yeah.
like the corner of the cover has some color, and then it actually like looks like a natural like
Yeah.
watercolor effect that goes into the black and white.
I never. You know why? Because I just never listened to it enough to even take as many glances at the cover itself.
That's why it's called In Through the Out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean it is, but the cover.
That's
is
why it just goes
all
out through the
angles.
indoor for me. Just
out.
Anyway,
Any.
why don't we count back? Let's start.
count
at
back.
5.
Houses of the Holy. Houses
So
of the
that's your
Holy.
5th favorite.
I wouldn't say that's my 5th favorite.
Well, that's
what's
what
your-
we're doing. That's what counting back is.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I thought we were working back in terms of
5.
linear. So what's my 5th favorite?
Yeah.
All right, Jesus, take it easy. From my 5th favorite would maybe it would be Zeppelin 4.
Maybe or.
No, I'd say my 5th favorite is Zeppelin 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike's.
Cuz it's the one, yeah, cuz I never really listened to it. Like I just don't listen to it. It's just like I've heard it. I think that's what it is. That album to me is just so played out. I'm just so done listening to those songs. Okay, every once in a while if Stairway comes on the radio and like no one's looking, I'll crank it kind of thing. But like ultimately like most of the songs that are on this album, I don't really seek them out. My go-to is Zeppelin's 1, 2 and 4. Houses of the Holy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 5, you know what I mean. But yeah.
Okay.
So
4.
4 is my bottom of the 5
Okay.
favorite albums.
Okay.
Luke?
My least favorite Zeppelin record out of these 5. Well, yeah, out of these 5 would be. I'm gonna put the first one.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for 3.
No, I'm gonna put the first last. It's good. It's got good songs, but
They
it's
didn't write any of them.
there you go. It's pretty derivative. Communication Breakdown is a great like leap forward in heavy hard rock blues. Also, Good Times Bad Times is like crazy leap forward, especially the drum rhythm. But also Baby I'm Gonna Leave You is good. But besides all that,
Yeah.
it's a great first album and it's not bad at all. It's just my least favorite.
Yeah.
Those 5.
I
Fifth
think
favorite.
it's got some like good like those 3 songs really Good Times Bad Times Baby I'm Gonna Leave You and Communication Breakdown. Because Dazed and Confused is really just like a Jack song too. So like
Yeah.
but yeah. So I'm gonna say this one least favorite. I think it's because it's mostly kind of derivative.
My 5th favorite is also Zeppelin 1 for the same reasons. I love the sound. It was breaking new sonic ground. But yeah, half the songs are blues covers that they didn't write.
Yeah.
And when you just look at the rest of their catalog, for me, it's middle of the pack, which is out of their 8 albums. That's why it's 5th. I like it more than the 3 we're not going to talk about. But out of these 5, it's my 5th favorite.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right on.
I agree.
Well, then to keep holding that up, because for my 4th pick, then I'll go.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Zeppelin 1
Mike's gonna go with Zeppelin 1.
for my 4th. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song on that? And
Yeah.
On Zeppelin 1?
Let's talk about, since we have now exhausted talk about that one. Let's
can I-
each name our favorite song on that one.
Yeah.
On Zeppelin 1?
Yeah.
Um.
This is a positive podcast. We're not shitting on it. We love these
Yeah.
albums.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Good Times Bad Times just for the John Bonham.
Isn't that track 1 too?
Yeah, that's the opening track.
It might be one of the
Bam,
best
bam.
opening tracks of a debut of all time. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
the opening. So yeah, I'd say Good Times, Bad Times, and then I think having it go into Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You is really cool. Obviously, Dazed and Confused, amazing.
Babe, I'm gonna
You
leave
Shook
you.
Me. I mean, every track on this album is great, man. Like, there's not really a bad one in the bunch on that album.
Babe, I'm gonna leave you is my favorite on there. As a kid,
Yeah.
like when it gets to like
Down,
the-
down, down, down,
Oh, you already
down, 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 down,
It's
down,
just
down.
like-
And he's like, babe.
blows your mind. It's
Yeah.
just like you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I love that part too. That's what I mean. The album's great, but again, that's why, like, I feel like 4 was kind of played out for me. That's why it was my 5th pick. 1 is the next one down on pretty much the basis that you guys kind of explained as to why they're your 5th. Just because, again, there's not really much for originality on the album. It's groundbreaking and it's amazing album, but
sonically more than it would be like vocally, right? Or not even
songwriting.
Songwriting. There you go.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say.
Because you don't really experience the Zeppelin songwriting until 2 and on. 2 is where you get original Zeppelin songs, and then 3 obviously is like the one where they lock themselves in the cabin in the woods and just basically put everything.
I'm
going to
say
guitars.
Today I'll say my favorite song on this album is the last track, How Many More Times.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, great choice.
Also notable for anybody who doesn't know, but Jimmy Page produced all of their albums.
Yeah.
Very notable.
Like, he had engineers and mixers and stuff like that, but he was the sole producer, as far as I know, for every single album, which is pretty cool. And I think that was maybe not a first, but notable thing.
Yeah, and I think that's why the remasters sound as good as they do, because he was the one who produced them in the first place. So for him to go back in and do remastering, but still have like an understanding of what the song is, that's why I think he did such a good job. So Luke, who is your 4th? Which album is your 4th?
Let's
pick?
put 1 over on the amp.
1 has been exhausted.
We've exhausted.
Great album.
Let's say goodbye to 1. Wow, the Hindenburg. Everybody,
Baby.
The Hindenburg.
Top 10 debut album of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Luke's going with his 4.
This is my number 4. I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna say Zeppelin 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I thought Zeppelin 3 was gonna be his 5, but yeah.
Okay. And this is why I like a ton of it, but I really. Yeah, I mean, that's the way. I mean, I like most of this record, but actually, you know what? I'm gonna change my mind, guys. I'm gonna change my mind.
How so?
Is that allowed?
Yes.
Yeah, we make the rules.
We make the rules.
That's Texas.
Okay, so what do you?
We're not in Texas.
I'm changing my mind.
Okay,
so this is gonna be my 4th.
Yeah. All right. There it is.
4 is your 4th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I really don't care for what the heck is the name of the song on here. I don't really care for the Battle of Evermore on here.
The mandolin song.
Yep.
Yeah.
It really kills the vibe for me. I also am not a huge fan of Four Sticks either. I feel like on the powerhouse that this album is, I feel like Four Sticks is like a letdown. It's like, I guess it's trying to be like more of a drum thing. Yeah. But at the same time, it just doesn't do it for me, because this album is really good. It's really, really, really good. But for me, you get like, okay, so it opens up with Black Dog, then Rock and Roll, 2 great tunes, right? Then it's like the Battle of Evermore. It's like, what? I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's not even like...
They can't all be barn burners, though.
No, but they can't all be barn burners, but like the acoustic songs on 3 for me were more flowy and not just like out of literally it's one of the most rock and roll songs of all time. And then the next instrument you hear when it's done is a mandolin
fading in.
Yeah, and it's just like, it doesn't have to be like hard, but what I'm saying is it's got to like, I don't know, it just doesn't like hit good for me.
I like it's a palate for me. It's like a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
I usually don't make it through the whole track though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I never listen to the whole
not
song.
like
That's usually a skip for me anyway.
That's the way. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the way. It's such a amazing, beautiful song, and then like that one for me is more like, okay, it's like Elves and Wizards is cool, but otherwise it's for the reason Mike said, and it's just mostly I've heard it way too many times. Sure. Honorable mention for like my favorite song on here though, Misty Mountain Hop. It's got great drums, great keyboards. John Bottom's click. It's amazing.
Weird harmonies too.
Yeah. It's a really, and then it's got the keyboard in it, like oh my god, it's got such weird
like
keyboard
Wurlitzer
parts
or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously going to California is great on here too, and When the Levee Breaks, amazing. But yeah, probably just I've heard most of the songs too many times. I was that kid in 8th grade that listened to Stairway to Heaven like over and over and
Yeah,
over and
as you
over
do.
and over. But yeah, that's probably why. But
So 4 is your 4.
yeah, and mostly because the Battle of Evermore.
Got it.
Sorry, guys.
Jeffrey, what's your number 4?
It's probably controversial in this company, but my number 4, again, I love all these albums, but 4th favorite Zeppelin album, Zeppelin 2.
Yeah,
Oh.
controversial.
Ooh.
That one burned a little bit.
Let me see it.
That one burned a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but
Wow.
Yeah.
The Zeppelin
it's,
2.
It's one of those albums, probably not the first time it was done, but it was an album that they were touring to death, their first album, and then they got into mobile recording studios and
Yeah.
had to pump out a second album within the calendar year. You know, the middle minute of Heartbreaker just kill me.
Oh, see?
Really?
I feel
Yes.
the okay, this is why I like it, because it's new kind of jamming where it like even loses time and it's so psychedelic-y almost, where it has
Yeah.
like no structure at all.
Yeah.
I like it. I enjoy it.
What's the track listing? Can we
that's
rattle
why
them
I
off real
like
quick?
it better than the first record.
Whole Lot of Love,
Yeah.
What Is and What Should Never Be, the Lemon Song,
Squeeze my lemon.
Thank You, Fartbreaker, Livin' Lovin' Made,
Living, loving, mate.
Alimony.
Ramble On.
Yo, Bills. Ramble on.
Moby Dick, Bring It On Home. For me, this is the one that suffers most probably from too many listens.
Really?
Because even the songs that I really used to love, I usually skip those too. I usually skip Lemon Song. I usually skip Livin' Lovin' Maid, and I love those songs.
I think
Yeah.
But I've heard them a billion times.
I think
Yeah.
that one has
And they
like,
don't do anything new for me, I guess, is maybe why now I'm just...
that one's got a sweet spot for me,
Yeah,
because
me
that was
too.
like, and that I think that's why I'm more like kind to it as opposed
Again,
to the
it's
first one.
it's number 4, and you know, if I have to give it a grade, it's a B+ still. It's
Yeah,
like,
right,
you
right,
know,
right,
but-
right. Of course.
But that's the one for me where 4, I don't know, 4 is like encased in carbonite. Like, I don't know. For
Yeah.
me, it doesn't get old. For me, like, none of those tracks get old.
Yeah.
Stairway, I guess, but even Stairway, for the past decade, I've been skipping Stairway. So for the past like 2 years, I don't skip it anymore
Yeah.
because I took a break from it. But
As
I
you
mean,
have to with some songs, yeah.
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 But again, I love it. I don't know. It just sounds like it was recorded quicker with less.
I think it's the least sonic album out of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the 5 we have here, I think it's the least sonically.
It's just super rough and tumble.
yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
got a rougher edge than the other ones.
You know,
Well,
if
because
you
they're
act
hanging out with old burly airmen.
with the Village People or whoever. I mean, if you asked me 5 years ago, that would have maybe been number 2 or 3. It's never been my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's number 4. So
Okay. Right on. Right on.
Very good, very good.
all right.
Okay.
All right. Let's, Michael, what's your number 3?
So we have left Houses of the Holy, Zeppelin 2, and Zeppelin 3.
Yeah.
Zeppelin 3. Zeppelin 3 is my 3.
There you go.
Again, just like how Jeff said, though, like it's not that I don't love these songs, because I definitely do love these songs. But I mean, yeah, you have Celebration Day is awesome on here. This has Since I've Been Loving You. This has arguably 3 of my favorite Zeppelin songs ever, though. I mean, Immigrant Song. Incredible, man.
That's like the communication breakdown of this album,
I think that
Right.
where it like sticks out because it sounds so different.
It's
than the
just
rest.
so like I love it. I love the howling. I love the fact that it's about Vikings. Like I just love that. I just love how crazy it is.
I think this album works really well too because that's one of the heaviest songs that Zeppelin ever recorded, and it also has a lot of acoustic on there, and like kudos for them for like making that work like sonically and still being like
That's the opener too, right?
that's
Immigrant Song, Into Friends, Celebration Day, Since I've Been Loving You, and Out of the Trees. Yeah, Out of the Tiles. Sorry, I can't read. My eyes are going. And then See, but this is what I'm not a huge Gallows Pole guy. I don't love Tangerine. It's kind of like, ugh. I mean, Bonnier Stomp's good. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's got a couple of lemons on it, but the thing I love about it, it's got it's got some tangerines on it, but but overall, I mean, it's still 3 for me. So it's still like this is a go-to listen album. I like just putting this album on because there are some really nice acoustic parts on this. Like, there's some great songwriting that's cool too.
Do you remember when you had the cassette of this and we would listen to it over and over? And for some reason, it would always just end up on, like, Gallows Pole constantly.
Oh, my God.
So it would just be me and Mike in the car listening to a cassette being like, Hangman! Hangman!
See, then that's honestly, that song.
That's why you don't like the album as much?
Yeah, because
Heavy strings.
boing, 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 and the crazy, and I'm just like, ugh, it's just so noisy, and it's like, you already gave me that craziness with a whole lot of love, with all just the and the like. I've been bombarded before. Don't bombard me anymore, especially with Gallows Pole. Like, Gallows Pole is supposed to be like.
I love Gallows Pole as like a folk song.
That's
but
what I'm saying. I
Zeppelin
like
does
it. Like when Lead Belly does it, I'm like, oh yeah, right on. And then Zeppelin, I'm like, ugh.
Odetta does a great version of it.
Oh yeah, Odetta, yeah.
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah,
concert.
yeah. That's a great record. But yeah, so Zeppelin 3 is my Zeppelin 3 pick. Yeah, that's why. I mean, again, badass sleeve and everything. And then also, I definitely encourage you to listen to the remaster of this album because it sounds really cool, and there's a bunch of cool extra added tracks and stuff like that on different discs that you can listen to, which I actually enjoyed more. Like I liked like I think it comes with like a rough mix. I preferred the rough mix to the finished piece myself, but again, I like raw, just kind of meat and potatoes doing stuff. Not that this album is meat and potatoes by any means, but like, you know what I'm saying. So Zeppelin 3, my number 3. Luke,
This is my 3.
Yeah.
I really love this record. I think it's really solid. I think it plays well all the way through. I love the acoustic songs on it, the production. See, this is for me where like Zeppelin really worked because they went acoustic and it was like a step out of the heavy thing.
Yeah.
And it gave a fresher breath of air into the band. Because Zeppelin 2 is just such a barn burner. And this is like, oh, you kind of chill out.
Yeah.
It's not as aggressive.
it's it's definitely a good album to come after Zeppelin 2.
Yeah, I really think this is a great record, and I mean, obviously, like we're getting like really like nitpicky with it because we've listened to these a jillion times and some of our favorite records, but overall, we do love all of them. It's just like the thing about this one is I just think this album is good. And it like this is what Presence I think like needed, like when they got to that again. I think they needed to reinvent and like take time and like look back and take a breath.
Yeah,
and that's why I think this album works so well, sandwiched in between these, and
because it's transitional in that way.
Yeah,
and then to have Zeppelin 4 come out after this, which was you know the album that it was, you got to think just like big picture anyway. But
also artwork again, amazing, great spinning wheel.
Yeah.
Great spinning
Jeff,
wheel. Jeffrey,
what would your third be?
It's a unanimous. That's my number 3 too.
Yeah.
If you had asked me 5 years ago, it wouldn't even be on my list.
Really?
I will not lie. I did not listen to that album until 5 years ago.
Wow.
I had heard the 2 or 3 songs that made it onto their, whatever their greatest hits compilations
Early days.
Celebration Day or whatever.
Yeah.
But the weird acoustic craziness and just the moodiness, and I just didn't enjoy it until about 5 years ago. I never listened to it through until I was like 25 years old.
It does pair well with a rainy day, though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Like I like what you talked about, where it's a step forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's a morning coffee Zeppelin album.
Yeah, it's like
maybe this is the one.
New, yeah,
I mean, an Immigrant Song will blast your head open like an alarm clock, and then everything else is just kind of like nice and.
I don't know. It's too moody that I almost never start my day with this album.
No,
it's like it's too dark for me.
Was this Loch Ness? Was that where they recorded this? I think it was Loch Ness, or it was like some cabin somewhere.
I'm
or I think it was just the two. I think it was just Page and Plant, and they wrote like the majority of the songs, and then everybody else kind of came together.
I love That's the Way on here. That's the Way is like such a
I think That's the Way is a great tune.
Song.
Yeah, cool.
I think
cool tuning.
This, I believe, is the first one that contains no covers.
Yeah.
Or like no interpolations of blues things. So, Yeah.
For all
Okay,
you
cool.
keeping track
Number
out there, that's the way. Sticking on a playlist for your girl.
Yeah, it's a good
Cool.
song. Okay, so now we're down to number 2, right?
Yeah,
so
Mike, what do you got?
it's
What do you got? What do you
Zeppelin
got?
2 or Houses of the Holy.
We can get rid of 3. We can put 3 on the pile.
What is it, Mike?
Houses of the Holy for number 2 for me.
Shocker.
Yeah, in this upset.
Not surprised.
Again, like, I love this song, and to be fair, like,
You like?
it's kind of a number 1 for me too. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real here. But out of respect and honor for Zeppelin 2, I select Houses of the Holy as my Zeppelin 1. I'm sorry, Houses of the Holy as my. I select Houses of the Holy as my second pick, reserving Zeppelin 1 for my first pick. I'm sorry, I'm getting the numbers mixed up.
Zeppelin 2 for your first pick.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I say Zeppelin 1 for my first pick?
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm getting mixed up. Just give them album names, Jimmy Page. What's the matter with you, man?
Yeah,
with this
true.
numerical
And
crap.
4 doesn't even have a name.
No, 4 is just a man with a bale of hay on his back. Like, what the fuck are you doing to us?
Hey, man.
Just let
hey,
me know what's
man.
happening. Come on, Robert Plant. It's not. You're not being. Whatever. So. Yeah, this album too, man. I mean, again, like Luke said, we've been reiterating this entire time. Like, I love all of these albums anyway, and Houses of the Holy made it to number 2 because, again, it's just like.
What's your favorite song then?
Oh, I know what his favorite song is. It's No Quarter.
Yeah, it is. I love No Quarter. I especially. I like The Ocean as well, but like Dancing Days is cool too. That.
Crunchy.
Yeah, that's the best part of the song.
Yeah.
Crazy
But I
slide.
love the song. The song remains the same. I love the Rain song, Over the Hills and Far Away. I mean, come on. And then the Crunge.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's the.
No,
Oh.
the Crunge is the one
Yeah.
where has anybody seen the
Yeah,
bridge?
that's the James Brown song. But Jamaica is the one that's, that's the odd man out. But it's still a pop hit. It's still, 4 white dudes in England making a
It's pretty good.
kind of
Pretty
reggae
good white
song.
boy reggae.
Yeah, Jamaica. Yeah. I was
Jamaica.
not. I'm not a big fan of that song.
No, I mean,
either,
it's-
Right?
but-
Is that what you think it is?
Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's phonetic
It's-
of Jamaica, but
Yeah.
just the kind of whatever.
Yeah,
northern
so
English.
that's the thing. I mean, like, leave the reggae style songs for Eric Clapton
I
and
don't know,
just
man.
do your
I
own
dig
thing,
it.
Led
I dig
Zeppelin.
it.
Like, no, I listen. I like it, but when I'm listening to
Can
the
I tell
album,
you-
it's a skip for me.
Oh no! Can I tell you why I
It's a
like
skip
it?
for me.
Can I tell you why I like it? Different flavor.
Yeah.
Because if it was just another stupid
Yeah,
heavy
well,
song,
yeah.
you'd be like, "No, this is just another stupid heavy song."
Yeah, no, I'll give them that for sure. But I'm just saying, out of all the songs that's on the album, that's probably my least favorite.
I wish it was Fool in the Rain. I
Fool
wish it
in
was
the Rain.
more like that.
Oh yeah,
But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a pop hit.
yeah.
Yeah. The skip on me for that one would be the. Has anybody seen the bridge?
Oh, Crunge. That's.
I love it, but it's. Just,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
spoil alert that. I'm not saying it's my favorite, but it's one of my
Yeah.
I
I like the weird time signatures and stuff like that.
this is my second
Crazy
one.
keyboards.
Oh, so you're gonna go Zeppelin 2 for 2?
Yeah.
Right on.
This was like really the first Zeppelin I like ate up constantly. I listened to this album so many times when I was a kid. It was the only one around. Obviously, I said this was my dad's copy. I love every song on it. But like Jeff said, it does have Rush production. I just have more of a soft spot on it because, like, let's be straight, Moby Dick, giant drum solo. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's written out, and he did play most of it. You know what I mean? It's taken from the live one, but you know what I mean? It's a space filler. Other things on here that hit really good for me. Obviously, Whole Lot of Love has one of the best psychedelic jams put down on a record because if you think about it, it's recorded. You hear him counting all the bars through it. So that was really hard to do, really hard to record, and really hard to make cohesive when it all comes back in. So I think that's one of the coolest production songs of all time. And when it comes back in, dum, dum. You know what I mean? The great guitar
The
solo.
brittle guitar.
Yeah,
it's cool sound.
Oh my god, the guitar on this whole record is great, but even just like the drum, the dum, 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 amazing. Really loved Lemon Song, the snare fill, like the all that stuff. I just really like it because it's a rocker. That's why I really like it.
Yeah.
It rocks the whole time. Thank You is the only downer. That's like it's not a bad song. It's just it's
Yeah.
kind of it's the down spot on here. But yeah, and I obviously I love when I get Heartbreaker and Living Lovin' Made in the radio, like back Where they get them both.
It's always played
Yeah.
together.
Back to back, baby.
Always.
I love that. That's one of my favorite things about radio.
We don't have the rights. Stop singing.
But yeah, so that's
litigious.
just my favorite. What do you got?
So that's number 2.
Yes.
All right, my number 2 is Zeppelin 4. The Monolith.
Zeppelin Fa.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah, it really is, though, isn't it?
It's just, listen to the first Beastie Boys album. There's a reason why they sampled half this album for their beats and for their breaks, because it's just timeless.
Yeah.
Misty Mountain Hop is crazy for a not on the radio song. But, like I said, we all talked about before. I usually rush through or skip the Stairway, but
Yeah.
I think that's why I like Misty Mountain Hop too, because you just said it's not on the radio as much.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's hard, too, because I feel like the majority of those songs ended up on the radio. Like, Going to California is always on the radio. What else?
Black Dog.
Rock
Black
and roll,
Dogs.
Black
Yeah,
Dog.
yeah, duh. Black Dog,
Shout
rock
out
and roll.
to
Levee Breaks.
When the levee breaks.
Nicky Hopkins,
Yeah.
who
playing
plays
piano
the piano on Rock and Roll.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right on.
from Rolling Stones.
Thank you, Nikki.
Fame. But yeah, I mean, it's timeless. It's an A+.
Yeah.
The piano is my favorite part on Rock and Roll too.
Yeah.
It's some great.
I just like
trumpet.
I love the drums, man. Heavy, crazy hi-hat. Man.
all the accent, like the
Yeah.
ghost notes on the snare.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. A lot of nuance in that, and how heavy it is too.
Yeah, it's so heavy.
There's a lot of nuance in the heaviness.
Yeah, even Black Dog too. The weird timing on Black Dog, like everything.
Oh,
just
yeah,
has the
it's-
stop-start thing going on. Like that
nothing-
was when I first heard that. It was like, what's because it opens up and it has like the pig dragging across this open E. Just
Sounds like backwards drums.
and then it just comes in with the vocal, and then and the count is so weird. Like
Yeah,
where
it
Bonham
sounds like he's
chooses
playing
to play.
a beat backwards.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's
So
inspiring people. For you
yeah,
to come.
it's
such a
number
great
2.
album.
It'd be number 1, except my favorite is probably always gonna be my favorite. So
Yeah.
Also, this is the first use of if we're going to be talking fun facts. I don't know if you can pick up on the
first
camera.
use of an old man carrying a bundle of sticks on.
their logos.
Oh yeah, the individual
The
logos,
individual
right?
logos.
So from left to right, we've got Jimmy Page,
The
Zoso. Then we
I
have
don't know if you can catch us.
That's
John
Paul
Paul
Jones.
Jones, and then John Bonham
Is the ring?
is the Rings, and then the feather is Robert Plant.
Correct.
Yes. So yeah, I forgot
Oh.
about that.
And the 3 little triangles.
Yes.
Don't know her name, but the
Oh,
3 little
yes.
triangles next to Battle of Evermore stand for the woman who sang the duet with Robert Plant on that song.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that? It's on the
That's-
inside.
That's why
It's
on the
gatefold?
track listing it has the
on the
3
track.
little.
And can I just talk about just
Triangles.
the image though of the hermit?
Herman's Herbert?
This
Sandy
is Herman the
Denny.
Hermit.
Sandy
And it is
Denny.
3 triangles. You are correct. On the side right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that.
The
'cause
Hermit,
It's the Hermit. It's a tarot card,
Oh
I
my
guess.
God.
You
or
just
something.
love that because you've probably had that T-shirt 3 different times.
Yeah.
Also,
I never had it with the Hermit
You know why?
on it. I never
you know
had
why?
the Hermit.
Mike
I always
has-
wanted the one
Mike
with the
has
Hermit.
watched The Song Remains the Same in some
Oh, my
sort of state. Have you watched that movie, The Song Remains the Same? The live at Madison Square Garden with the cut-in?
I've seen it before.
Yeah, the movie like cuts in
I
and
saw it
out.
in high school.
Yeah,
Nowadays, I'll just listen to just the concert. I'll just do the
Yeah.
concert
Jimmy
footage. But if you
Page.
watch the actual movie, it's so
Jimmy
weird.
Page there's like a cut scene of Jimmy Page during the I don't remember what
I
part.
think
it
it's
is.
during No Quarter.
Yeah, and he goes and visits the hermit, and it's himself. And it's
Yeah, the
pretty
hermit
trippy.
it's like an old it's like an old man, and then I think it gets younger, and then it's revealed it's Jimmy Page, and then it gets older again, or some crazy shit like that. Just something ridiculous. Just because you can
70s
doesn't
man.
mean you should.
Oh, it's
For my
great.
number
It's
one
great.
pick, my number one pick, obviously it's Led Zeppelin 2. Same thing. I just think that I like this album specifically. Like for me, just there's an emotional attachment there. Like I just love this album, and obviously, like it was between this and Houses of the Holy, and I'm not saying that I love this one that much more than Houses of the Holy.
Actually, that album too. Let's talk like some guitar real fast. That's some of the most slop jalop playing too. Like,
Oh yeah,
just like muddy
That's
toe.
the
That's
thing.
what Mike likes, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike. That's why he loves it.
but this is the thing is that like what's interesting is I remember I forget who I was
Also,
talking to.
this album highly sexualized more than I think the rest of
Well,
them
yeah,
are
man,
as
you gotta
well.
squeeze his lemon.
Yeah.
that's Moby Dick. That's not. No, but for real though, like Living Love Made, Heartbreaker, Ramble On, Bring It On Home. I mean everything, like like Luke said, Thank You's kind of the snoozer on it, but like, I mean, Whole Lot of Love, same thing. Don't get me wrong, it's like with Whole Lot of Love, it's most of the time I only make it so far into just the psychedelic madness until I'm just like,
I sit it out. I said because that's when it breaks
When it
back
br- yeah.
when it breaks back into the solo, it's like it's
so good, yeah.
it's freeing.
Yeah.
It's freeing.
It's freeing. It's freeing. Also, awesome gatefold, obviously like the Zeppelin and then the lights and then the names are on the podiums and everything. So, like, I don't know. I just dig it. Yeah. Zeppelin 2 is my number 1.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Which leaves. Ooh.
No, was she clapping for us
Yes.
by thumping on the...
We get the foot
Keep it
stomp.
down up there.
We're trying to do something.
And then we have me and Jeff's number 1 pick.
Houses of the Holy.
House of the Holy. Jeffrey, why is this your favorite record?
I think it's only 8 songs, like most of their albums. It might be 7. Check, but I think it's 8. I think it's their most immaculately produced album.
8.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I don't know. I really enjoy the cleanness of it.
Yeah.
I like the weirdness too. I like the crunge is crazy, with all the weird horn sounding synthesizer keyboard stuff. Over the Hills, Far Away, rockin'. I mean, let me see it real quick. Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
What's
I mean, for me, like the progginess of this record, where like all the songs are really kind of different and the song remains the same, just because that song itself is very different than a lot of Zeppelin tunes, and it's got that great like
Yeah.
bam down bam down bam down bam down bam down.
Yeah.
I just really love how the record kicks off. I like how all the songs too are very much different things. Like you have like the progginess of the first song, this, and then you get like Over the Hills and Far, the acoustic-y blended into like a great melody, which for Zeppelin is like, I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
so like a song like Dancing Days. Dancing Days for me is what I wish Livin' Lovin' Made and some of the tracks off of 2 sounded like.
Yeah.
Just better played, cleaner, beefier.
Yeah, more refined.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not as much sloppy guitar playing on this
No.
record at all.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is that Jimmy Page,
Over
even
the
if
Hills,
you
Far
see him,
Away.
Over the Hills, Far
Yeah,
Away.
it's such a good song.
And the guitar playing on that too, like amazing. And the intro, and that song too, I think takes a lot from what they maybe had learned on Zeppelin 3.
Yeah.
Acoustic intro into a really rockin',
Yeah.
the bass line in that song too. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
The song I skip the most might be, maybe the best song on the album is the Rain song.
Yeah.
Oh, so
It's the one I
good.
skip the most because it's long and it's very much a rainy day song.
Yeah.
So there's just certain times I just don't want to listen to it, but I love that song. That song
Yeah,
is
it's a great tune.
It's an incredible song.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah. The orchestrate, like the is that like Mellotron? I think in the back of the.
Yeah.
No. Oh, it's beautiful.
And I think the last 2 cuts are Jamaica and The Ocean.
Yes.
Which I think are my
Yep.
least favorite songs on the album.
Oh
But the-
no, it's Dancing Days, Dire Maker, No Quarter, then The Ocean.
Oh, okay.
Close it.
I thought no Quarter was earlier, but anyway. But
You might be right.
you know,
Let's see
like
on the
maybe
page
not
for
the
lyrics.
strongest end of an album, but the first 5 songs, first 4 songs
Yeah.
are just such knockouts. And it's just extremely diverse. And again, this is like
No Quarter's kind of Floydy.
yeah, we're like, we're splitting hairs here because, that would be I'd give it a A+.
Yeah.
And then but my number 2, I'd probably give an A+ too.
Yeah.
My number 3, I'd probably give an A.
Right.
So
And
But I don't
even
know,
like the
consistently,
Ocean,
I love it.
the weird time signature and you know what I mean. That's great. The funk James Brownness of the Crudge. It's got reggae, like kind of progginess, the Pink Floydness of No Quarter. like the straight like kind of pop of Dancing Days. That's why I really think this record is super super strong.
For me too, No Quarter is definitely top 5 of my favorite Zeppelin songs.
I don't think they ever wrote better songs either. I think the writing on here is probably
it's realized in that way where I think they kind of figured it out. They did the math and figured out how to write good songs.
And not to be controversial, but I love the album cover. It's it's pushing / crossing lines. It's a bunch of naked prepubescent children climbing up a ruins.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna speak more to that aspect of it.
Yeah, but who did that album cover?
That was Hypnosis.
It was Hypnosis as well.
Storm Thurgeson and his associates. So again, I'm not saying this. My taste is not naked children crawling around.
Right.
But as far as an album cover goes, as far as the color use, it's it's a crazy album cover.
Yeah.
It's one of the most memorable album covers of all time.
Right.
Yeah.
So. And I mean, I hear what you're saying. Children can be innocents. You know what I mean? This
is
an artistic picture.
I think, I'll say
not
this.
Everything has to be so on the nose.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll say this, like, if you were to compare maybe, like, speaking of another controversial album cover, like the Blind Faith album cover.
This is much more in taste.
I think this is much more in taste, and it's like really trying to, like, make a sort of a statement. Not that the Blind Faith album wasn't, but it's just like, all right, like,
the Blind Faith cover is clearly, it's a 12-year-old borderline pubescent girl, fully naked, standing straight face the camera, holding a hood ornament, a metal phallic hood ornament. It's like crossing every line. Whereas this is they're naked. I'm not gonna justify it.
No, what
it sounds like I'm justifying.
What Mike is trying to say, I think, is that it was going for something, but it fails. Where this is going for something, and you could see that it's more of a higher piece of art.
Yeah, right.
And pushes forward from that.
Thank you.
So, great ranking, everybody.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I actually listened to House of the Holy the other night, and it was great, and I loved every song, and it's such a classic piece of wax. Get yourself a record player, get yourself that record, and listen to it. It is really enjoyable, and it's such a different experience from even listening to it in the car.
Yeah.
Listen to all these albums.
Here. Yeah,
really.
All of them are really, really good. So, all right, cool, guys. Well, that was nice.
It was nice.
That was a nice little thing we did there on the fly. Anyway, don't forget to follow us on...
Remember, everybody, Mike's number 1 Led Zeppelin album is Led Zeppelin 2, number 1, 3, House of the Holy.
His number 3 was number 4? No, his number 4 was number 2.
Yes.
Guys,
his number 1 was number 2.
Listen,
Mike's into the outdoor over here. And so are we.
No, I'm moving on to physical graffiti. Anyway, I've been Mike, that's been Luke, that's been Jeff. We love you guys. We'll see you next time on Get in the Garage.